Hello, my name is Luis Nostromo, and you're watching us on Studio Yutani.
Hi, this is Clara, but you can call me Mother, and welcome to the Studio Yutani Megacast. Happy Alien Day, and today I've got two very special guests with me who actually founded Alien Day before 20th Century Fox did, but I'll let them introduce themselves and they can tell the story. First, I have Alaric, and I've also got Lewis. How are you both?
Very good.
Fine, very good. Very happy to talk with you.
Fantastic. Both of you guys are pretty prolific in the alien fandom community in your own ways. How did you first start with all of this obsession with Alien?
Well, I mean, obviously, it comes to you don't become a fan without seeing the films, and that's probably where it all started for me. In 1986, I was 11 years old, and my folks had seen Alien in the theater when I was very little, and I was 2 years old when it came out. And they went to the theater, and it's I think one of the first times that they got a babysitter actually when I was a kid. And they were big fans of the first movie, as most people who saw it were. And when the sequel was coming out, they were actually pretty excited about seeing the sequel, and they wouldn't let me see it. And I was very excited about it too, because the trailer was amazing. They wouldn't let me see it without seeing the first movie. So it had come on TV several times leading up to the release. We didn't rent it. It was just on TV. And I remember watching it and being terrified, just like everyone else. And the chestburster scene, was astonishing and frightening and terrifying. And I remember watching that and thinking, okay, I got over the hump. That's the scariest part, And then my mom, I remember very vividly as the movie went on, and I was just loving it, but also kind of, not hiding, but getting there. When Ripley was it's like kind of the fake ending where you think everything's okay. She's like, the scariest part is coming up, and I was like, and I remember going behind the couch and like watching the last part, like peering over the couch. But I was totally hooked by that in that moment. And then we went to see it in the theater, I think just maybe the week after I had seen the first movie, and never looked back. I've been a fan ever since. And the second movie is my favorite. I make I'm not hiding that fact. I know that other people are acolytes to the first film, and I know some of the newer films have a following, but Aliens, part of it is the quotability, the humor, the action, the suspense. I think it's probably the greatest sequel ever made, and it's something that's eminently rewatchable. It looks like it could have been made yesterday. It's so good. And it never stopped. Now I'm kind of a minor league collector. I live in New York, so I have a small apartment and not a lot of space. So I get little things. I have a authentic pulse rifle, which is in a case over in the corner. I can't even display it. It's so.
Oh wow, that's amazing!
I'll get it out. I'll show you later.
Yeah.
So I have like little props. I have some NECA toy figures. I think my next thing I would love to get would be an alien queen, like a nice, I don't know if I can afford the Sideshow collectible one, which I think is in the thousands of dollars, or maybe I think Lewis, you have the alien head, right, coming out of I love that.
Yeah,
that would be fun to have. So yeah, I'm a minor league collector, but I watch the films every year at least. I certainly watch Aliens more than once a year. I've probably seen Aliens, the second movie, over 100 times. The first movie I've probably seen 20-25 times. I got to meet Tom Skerritt and Veronica Cartwright last year, which was a real honor. Sigourney Weaver is I still haven't met her, but I hope one day I get to meet her. So she's top of the list.
That's pretty epic. How about you, Lewis? Everyone knows about you, but for people who don't know.
My experience with Alien was my first time was similar to Alaric one. I mean, behind the couch, And my parents told me that you can see this movie. This is an adult movie. You will get scared. You will have nightmares. But I watched it anyway, and it was very scary actually. And I remember that I have a couple of nights of nightmares. Probably I was like 8, 9 years old when I watched it on TV, because I was 3 years old when it was released, so it was impossible to go to the cinema.
Yeah.
And then I started to watch it more times when it was released on cassette, VHS. And I remember watching the second one's Aliens, that I was impressed about the movie. And then started to collect small pieces of plastic, that ones that you can mount and paint, pretty cheap, not expensive, but I have a shelf. I had a shelf with those little statues of plastic. And then when I was an adult and I started to see the third one, the fourth, pretty not that level of quality of the first two ones, but I found something interesting in every Alien movie. Till Prometheus and Covenant, I love that both prequels. I loved it, and the third and the fourth, I found always something that I love on them. So I'm not that kind of Alien fan that I hate Resurrection or I don't like Alien 3. I like them all, but obviously the first two are impressive, and you can't reach that level again. I'm sure that if they make another sequel to Covenant and the last prequel to Alien, they won't reach the top of Alien and Aliens, but probably it will be fun and I will enjoy it. And then I started to collect, like 15 years ago or 14 years ago, I started to collect more big pieces, statues and replicas, and ended like with props. I have some screen used props of some movies. And when I realized that I had a room full of things, and I can't make them look cool because there are a lot of things together, I can make a proper display for them. I realized that I needed a new place to put my collection, and then was when I decided to build my little Nostromo, and on those sets to put my collection there. So that's more or less the story of Alien in my life.
And it's very impressive. I've seen videos of your little walkthrough of it seems like an alien shrine, like the alien Mecca, where everyone should go and make an appearance and visit
and pray to Giger.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yes, has to be a shrine room to Giga. So what I'd really love to find out is, how exactly did you guys come up with the idea of Alien Day, and what was it the first one like for you?
Well, I mean,
Alaric was first.
Yeah, I'll start with this. So the story is pretty simple. And I think it's probably been retold a few times. The May the 4th, honestly, was the start of it. Listening to May the 4th and how much it really picked up on social media. And I'm a fan of Star Wars. I mean, I'm a fan of a lot of different things. But I remember May the 4th really took off on social media, and it had sort of built and built and built. And by the time you get to May the 4th now, people who you didn't even know were Star Wars fans or even knew that they watched Star Wars are posting on social media memes and GIFs of Star Wars stuff for May the 4th. And it became big. And I mean, I'm a aliens first kind of guy. And I was like, man, I really wish there was something where, like, I know there's a lot of Alien fans in there. And I knew Lewis and his fandom, and I followed a lot of people on Instagram. And I was like, maybe we should have our own, and it would be smaller and it would be more niche. It would be a group of people that I think May the 4th caters to a more casual fan. I think that Alien Day is really more for like hardcore, you know, meat and potatoes fans of the Alien franchise, and stretching through all the films. But I was thinking there's got to be a way to do this, and if we did it, what would the day be? And honestly, it was like a eureka moment. Like, why wouldn't it be? LV-426 has been like ingrained in my DNA since I was a child, and I'm an April birthday, and so I was like, man, I could sort of tie this into like me having my own celebration, and it's sort of linked to close to my birthday, so I could do a party and have a screening, you know, like a private screening. And this was in like maybe February of 2015. And I was thinking, well, next year is the 30th anniversary of Aliens. So if we can get this going next year, we could do a really big one, and it could be really big and really fun. But my reach was pretty small. I'm just a regular guy, you know. I didn't have the following of Lewis, and he had sort of a pretty robust following at that time, and he'll probably talk about that too. But I had a friend of mine who's a graphic designer put together a flyer for Aliens Day, because we were going to do a screening of that movie. So we did Aliens Day with the eye being the same eye. And I started sharing it, and I sent it to Lewis and thought, hey, you mind amplifying this? And he was really into it, actually. I mean, obviously, as a big fan, it was like, I didn't even know if he would respond, honestly. And like, I think maybe you'd have to tell me if this is right, Lewis, but I think he responded like within 15 minutes. I mean, it was like, he was like, yeah, and he shared it. And then his share, because again, he had a really big following, his share got noticed by an unofficial account, but I believe it was the real NECA people, the NECA toy people, who also had a really big following. And they were like, should we do this? And then, the response from hardcore Alien fans was like immediate. It was like, yes, yes, yes. I think every one of them must have been sitting on this, like, May the 4th, what is this crap? Like, let's do something for us. I'm sick of Star Wars, who cares? And it just, I mean, like, blew up in the sense that an Alien Day, an Alien fan day could. It was like an explosion of people like wanting to do something. And I ended up, the first thing I did was I had a screening party at a local bar, invited people from around the city, and we had a trivia. It was great. I remember the bartender that was working that day wasn't really part of it. We didn't invite him. He was just working. And I remember going through the list of questions, and one of the questions was, what were Vasquez's last words? Like, before she died? Spoiler, Vasquez dies. So the question was, what was her final words? And people all knew the answer. I mean, anyone who's there knew the answer, but we sort of held it for the bartender because he was like having such a good time. We were like, okay, answer this question. And from deep in the bar, he just shouted over the crowd, "You always were an asshole, Gorman," and everybody cheered. And it was like just a real kismet moment. So it's been thrilling ever since. And I've been having like local screenings every year, and I sort of maintain my little piece of the Alien universe, thanks to Lewis, who really kickstarted it from the beginning.
That's amazing. and thank you, Alaric, for coming up with it. Thank you, Lewis, for taking the message and running with it, because it's now turned into a massive day. Having spoken to Josh Izzo, who implemented it at 20th Century Fox, I don't know whether he was aware of your grassroots movement, but I think he came to the same conclusion as you guys, that May the 4th was such a big thing that made a lot of Star Wars fans unite for that one day. And similarly, us with the Alien franchise, us as fans really needed a day to be able to celebrate and kind of focus on everything that we love about it. What was it like for you, Lewis, to start, sending out this great message to everybody?
Well, actually, I'm sure that apart from Alaric and me there were more people thinking about an Alien Day was necessary for the Alien fans. I'm sure that somewhere or somehow something happened about similar to our idea or to Alaric idea. But and I was talking sometimes with my friends and in social media too about I was like envious of the May the 4th Star Wars Day, and I had envy about they have a day to celebrate. They are a great fandom, more great and the greatest fandom in movies probably. So you know that, and Alien fans know that Alien is not that big, but we deserved an Alien Day. So when Ari came to me, I thought, yes, that idea. I always was thinking about this and how I start this. And he had already a logo for the Aliens Day, and I thought that's enough. I mean, they have a logo. I can share it. I can start with that idea. All the people will watch it, and I'm sure that people will respond positively. So it was like he told. He bring me with the logo. I shared the logo on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I remember it was a few months, only 3 months maybe. We started to watch NECA and Loot Crate and other pages of shirts and merchandising, starting to celebrate that Alien Day, giving away something and releasing shirts or packs or making offers and sales for videos, exactly. So it started to begin before this Alien anthology decided to make the official Alien Day. So yes, probably that person in Fox had the same idea and started just 1 year after us. But it's a big news that there was big news when I saw that Alien Anthology was promoting this Alien Day. The first thing I thought was Alec and we started something. I don't know if they watch it or not, but finally we have an Alien Day, and I was so happy for that.
That's really great. So what was it like for you guys after Fox picked it up and started running with it? Did your experience change at all?
I had actually, when I saw them announce an Alien Day, I remember, because I have a mild social media following, and I have a lot of, real life friends that whenever it's my birthday on Facebook, it's like all my Facebook messages are like alien based, it's all like, xenomorphs blowing out candles. I mean, everyone knows, right? And when Fox did this big announcement, it was a pretty big announcement. I don't know where I was, but I wasn't the first one to see it. Like, my private messages, just boom, 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 people sharing with me this announcement. And I just got chills, because I thought, I mean, first of all, the fact that if you're starting a grassroots thing, and let's just say Fox never, didn't even know about us, which is fine. But like, I was thinking, we're going to build this up. And Lewis was probably thinking this, we'll build and build and build. And maybe by the time Alien's 40th anniversary or something comes along, it'll be huge. But like 1 year later, it's so fast that Fox picks up on it or runs with it or comes up with it themselves, which would be, again, some sort of universal, vibrations in the universe kind of situation. It was so fast. I never thought that 1 year later, Fox would have an official Alien Day or Aliens Day celebration. And I just got chills, and it was just, I was like sharing and sharing and sharing and like, look, freaking out. They had these amazing logos, and we had the opportunity to buy bug stompers, and like all these things started coming out. It was so exciting. And I remember seeing even like you know, every year it's like another member of the cast learns about it. I think Paul Reiser might have been last year or the year before, but he was like, who knew there was an Alien Day? Happy Alien Day. I'm like, Paul Reiser knows about Alien Day. You know, just pretty excited about those small little things. And, you know, last year was really big for me too, because of the kids who did the stage play, Alien the
Oh
show, or
yeah,
Alien the
that was
play.
so impressive.
So
That
impressed.
was-
I got to meet those kids actually. They're like that kind of thing. It's like the little nucleus, the little beginnings, even if again, Fox the next they had a eureka, woke up in bed moment and decided to have this, you know, back in 2015, just there's a little nugget there. And then now we're seeing this kind of amazing explosion. Sigourney Weaver knows about it now because she went to that show. So we know that she knows that it exists. You know, it's that kind of stuff is just, it's like head scratching and like mind exploding kind of, I can't believe this is happening every year. It's just like, wow, it really exists and people like it and it's awesome. And honestly, our fandom, you know, Star Wars fandom has crumbled, right? People, it's just a bunch of hate now. And the Alien fandom is so rich and it's broad, it's diverse, it's so interesting. You know, there's the people that hate Covenant, and I'm a person that is disappointed with Covenant. It's not that I hate it, I just like, you know, I liked Prometheus quite a bit, so I was sort of I had high hopes, but I don't hate it. But like Star Wars has just crumbled under the weight of fandom, and I think Alien and the franchise, and I think it's that central creature that people are so drawn to, and it's an iconic, maybe the most iconic. I mean, I see people compare, they always bring like Predator into the mix. I'm like, guys, back off, man. Alien is like on a whole nother level of design. It's the most imaginative creature ever created. I think Lewis would completely agree. Every movie, the thing about the movies is if you don't love the movies as they go on, the creature design is maintained. And like the newborn, it's just like, you may not love the Resurrection, but the newborn is like an astonishing creation. Or Alien 3 may not be your favorite. It may look, you know, maybe like a failed sequel, especially if you loved Aliens and you sort of missed those characters. But like the dog alien, or, you know, the underwater scene with the swimming xenomorph, it's just like, you can't help but just be completely in love with the creature design. And I think that's what's really maintained. I mean, the tattoos that people have of the xenomorph, you know, Lewis is the Nostromo, the concept of like Wayland Yutani is just something that it's just so rich, and the weight of fandom has not crumbled.
I completely agree with Alaric. I completely agree. I remember the day that I saw the first time in Alien Anthology page of Instagram and Facebook that logo with Alien Day, and I remember we were talking by Instagram with Alaric, and we thought we made it, and I was completely 100% sure that it was someone in Fox saw it and took it for make it bigger. I was completely sure because Alien Anthology was following me in Instagram and on Twitter too. They actually keep following me, so I'm sure that it was from Fox. But if they say it was casualty or it was casual, maybe it's true. I don't know. But I was so happy to thinking about we started something and now it's a reality. So anyway, we don't know how, but it's a reality and we're happy. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Say something.
That's all good. So what do you think now about I guess the way Alien Day is coming about now? Because I guess compared to things that has happened last year, it was major because it was the 40th anniversary. Now that Fox seems to have like been taken over by Disney, I feel that the big drive that they had last year has kind of petered out. what are your expectations for Alien Day this year? Because I haven't even seen anything come out of the anthology account in regards to like campaign releases or anything like that.
Yeah, that you're absolutely right. I'm kind of bumming out, honestly, about it. And I was one of the defenders, really, of Disney, buying Fox. And I'm thinking, Disney is a company that is very focused on IP and making money with existing IP. And, everyone, of course, is talking about the X-Men and Fantastic Four, and they got a hold of those properties. It's like, yeah, but they also have, they now own the Xenomorph. And like, if that isn't something that you want to mine and sort of do things with, it's just rich. The world building that has happened with the Alien franchise is rich. And, can you imagine a 10 episode Hulu season about just being in that world and existing? It doesn't even have to have the alien in it. It would be fascinating. I keep expecting, I guess, an announcement or a rumor. There's the kind of rumors about Alien 5 and the Blomkamp film, which is dead, but maybe it's not dead. It just seems like the fact that there's been no real official announcement this year feels like maybe Disney's like, okay, either they don't know about it or they don't care, or I'm sure they're not putting the franchise to bed because I think it can be profitable for them. I don't think we need to make a $200 million budgeted Xenomorph film to be, or a sequel or a prequel for the franchise to live on. There's a lot of, especially with TV being as big as it is, who wouldn't want to see a 10 episode or 3 season run of a world that within the Weyland Yutani universe. I feel like there's, the fact that there hasn't been an announcement is a bummer. There's been some merchandise, I think we're going to see the Colonial Marine Stompers has been announced, and there's been a few other small announcements, but
yeah, I think Alien Blackheart is going to be free. I think AVP Pinball is 50% off, or maybe it's the other way around. I keep getting it mixed up. And I know that there's stuff coming out from like Titan Books. There may be another audio drama, but I don't know. Like, because of everything happening with the pandemic, it's kind of put a spanner in the works for a lot of works that were supposed to be due out around this time, especially publications. So, I'm really glad that they've kind of managed to still do releases, but at the same time, I think you're right. I think they've kind of like not really picked up the ball on this one, despite having the experience that they have with Star Wars. I don't know whether they're looking to rebrand or what. But yeah, like that's kind of why I put this Megacast together this year, because I feel like it's up to us fans to keep the light burning. Because if we don't, then it is just going to be just another year, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're going to do a watch along, like a quarantine watch party, which, if people want to do it, they can join along. On Sunday night, we're going to watch the second film and tweet along with it with Alien Day Watch Party. And hopefully people join in and have some fun and chat, and fans can connect. We'll do it on all social media platforms. But as far as releases, hey, I'd like to get a little something this year. So maybe, come on, guys, let's release something. Let's see something. Let's get an announcement. I'd even take a press release at this point from Fox.
Yeah, I would even,
anything.
Yeah, I'd even love to hear from Ridley Scott, because there was one point where he was talking all the time and we were like, don't say anything, shut up. But
we were
now
telling
I'm
him
like,
to be quiet, yeah.
And now we're like, can you please just say something, anything?
Anything, exactly.
Yeah, it's yeah, I guess, but there has been like a lot of stuff being generated from the fandom. We've got like fan creators releasing stuff that they've been working on for like the past year or so. I think that 80s sci-fi documentary as well, that Kickstarter has just launched, and that they're doing a watch party for Aliens as well. So that's really great. Lewis, what are you planning to do for Alien Day?
Well, I was just planning to join Alaric idea of watching Aliens, and probably watch Alien before that with my kids, and not too much, because this year, look at home, you can't join with more people to make something. You have to make things like this by digital media, joining a screening or something like that. But what I was talking about is that for me, almost every day is Alien Day. I mean, I'm always,
That's right.
I'm always thinking about alien stuff. I share posts about Alien almost every day. So it's a special day because we have an official Alien Day, but I can watch Alien or Aliens when I really wanted to do it, and I don't need to wait for April 26th. So, but I will join for sure that screening, and I will watch Alien again.
Yeah, I'm going to be pressing the play button a lot for for Alien Day. My in-laws have just gotten a clean bill of health. They were stuck on a ship off the coast of Uruguay for a long time and tested positive for COVID-19.
Oh, wow.
They've just had 2 negative tests in a row. So they're coming over midday on Sunday, which is Alien Day for me. So I'm like, uh-oh. Now all of my live stuff is gonna, I'm just gonna have to schedule everything on YouTube now. So I apologize, everybody. I'm gonna see my in-laws first, but then I'll probably start doing a lot of the Alien stuff after the kids go to bed at about 9:30 or 10 o'clock. So, we get Alien Day early anyway. So I'm still not gonna really miss out that much, because I have to celebrate Alien Day on the 27th as well. Well, thank you guys for joining me on this amazing discussion about how you guys came up with Alien Day. Thank you so much for starting this grassroots movement, and obviously, like, having a lot of dedication and passion to the franchise, being a beacon of hope for a lot of us fans out there to kind of get together and share what we love. Is there anything else you'd like to share with people watching this video cast today?
I just wanted to say that Alaric and I, we can think, we can't complain about if Fox took our idea or it was a new idea for them, because Fox it's making new movies, it's promoting that alien fandom like we are doing the same. We share the same love. And I'm so grateful to Fox, because after those years with the first 2 Alien Days, when Covenant was released, they invited me to the premiere in London, so I can talk nothing bad about Fox. I'm so grateful with them. I'm so happy that we have an Alien Day and we have to celebrate it every day, and hopefully every year after this coronavirus year, this failed Alien Day, maybe, because it will be a small Alien Day probably, but hopefully the next years will be bigger and bigger, and we will be able of making nice things and big things in the next years.
I just want to kind of echo what Lewis said about the fandom, and I really do. I'm thrilled by what happened in 2016 and how big it got, and how Fox really ran with it, or they invented it, and how the fans reacted to it. It's gratifying, and I think I didn't get an invite to the premiere.
We have to campaign for that.
Yeah, come on, Fox. Jeez. I saw Lewis going, I'm like, where's my invite? But I did go see the movie. but I had to pay for it. Fox and Disney, I had to pay for it. But it's a real thrill. And every year I say it out loud, I'm kind of like just tickled that it exists at all. And that I think that even if this year, just like Lewis said, this year it's a little down year, we've got the pandemic, and of course priorities, of course, are elsewhere, and they should be. But it's not going anywhere. April's always going to exist. April 26th is always exist. And if you don't really celebrate on that specific day, Alien Day is everyday mentality. Your home video collection will always exist. Your Blu-ray will always exist. The director's cuts and commentaries will always exist, so we can bask in the glory that these amazing things will always be in the world.
Thank you guys for granting me this interview. Originally, I'd interviewed Josh, and he told me that he invented Alien Day, and then I was speaking to Aaron at AVP Galaxy, and he's like, actually, no, there's another guy that you should speak to. And then I posted about Alien Day, and then Lewis got in touch with me, and he wanted to set the record straight. No, Alaric and we did this, and we're like, oh, well, it's good to have the information that, either way, we have Alien Day, and it's just so amazing to be able to share this with you, with all the other fans. Thank you for all that you've done, and
Thank you, Clara.
I will send people to your socials to say thank you for Alien Day as well. And I'm starting a new campaign called Alien April, so we'll celebrate the entire
whole month. Yes.
But every day is Alien Day, but I think a whole month is enough for us to really appreciate every single aspect of each film. Yeah.
Seconded.
Alien April, yeah.
Alien April.
All right, thanks guys. This is Mother signing off.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Remember to like, share, or support Studio Yutani on Patreon, and subscribe to yutani.studio to stay up to date. Transmission complete.